Okay, this video will help you install the Rapid Fire Mods Xbox 360 Rapid Fire Kit. And this is an install for the Matrix version of the Xbox 360 wireless controller. What I have here is all the things you will need. A security hex screwdriver specifically for the Xbox 360 screws and the controller. So you can get this at our website as well on the checkout. Some solder. I would get rosin core. Don't get the ones with lead in them. 38 WG wire would send you about 5 feet of it, and that's about 2 times more than you will need. A 100 ohm resistor, or you can use a diode. The chip itself, and for the purposes of this video, I'll be using an IC socket with 8 pins, and you can get that at the website as well. You will need to get one of these. Tip tinner and cleaner from Radio Shack. I think it's like $5, but it really helps make the lifetime of your soldering iron a bit longer, and it works well. Cleans out the gunk that gets on it. A sponge you don't really need, but you need a soldering iron. You can get a 15 watt or a 25 watt iron. You need some safety equipment for your eyes. Solder splashes could get on you and blind you, I guess. You need a glue gun with glue, so don't forget that. And a pair of scissors to open the package, the anti-static package that you get the kit in. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so first thing you need to do is take out the screws from the controller itself. So take your Matrix controller and your screwdriver. Let's take out all 7 screws. There's the first one. And there's 7 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and one under the barcode label down here. You're gonna have to peel it off, and it's right at the center right here. As you can see, that's where the screw's at. You can just close it. You don't really need that screw, so if you want to, you don't have to put it back in. Okay, so once you have all 7 screws taken out, you need to separate the pieces by pushing into the thumbstick and holding it right here on the sides. Make sure those buttons don't come out, and put the top faceplate somewhere safe. Take the bottom piece off, thumbsticks as well, and you will just be using the board, so bottom piece you can just leave off. Okay, for the purposes of this video, we'll be using the Matrix controller. The Matrix controller doesn't have 4 holes on this side over here like the CG, and the sync button install will be right here, so it'll be not like the CG where we glued to the bottom. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, since we're going to be using a IC socket for this video, it'll be a good idea to show you why I am doing this. So the IC socket is basically a holder for the chip. I can place the chip into the IC socket, so all the pins would go into the different holes in the socket. The socket has pins as well, so we're going to be soldering to the pins of the socket, and therefore not soldering to the pins of the chip. Okay, right here you will notice that the chip has a little dimple or a little circle on that side over there, and the socket has this little notch kind of broken off. That's how we're going to identify what pins we're going to use. Okay, so left side of the dimple on the chip, it's pin 1. Bottom left side over there is pin 4. Bottom right over here is pin 5. And top right over here is, if you were looking at the chip the other way, is pin 8. So left side of the dimple, 1, 4, 5, 8. Over here, 1, 4, 5, 8. Okay, so let's start this off by soldering to the IC socket. Just do a little bit of solder on each of the pins, quick and easy. You don't need that much solder. Just make sure you get it on each of the pins. Don't breathe in that smoke, by the way. Okay, so that right there should do it for all the wires we're going to connect. We're only going to be using 5 of the 5 wires, so yeah. Okay, the first wire we're going to solder to is the power source on the board. And you will need to strip your wire. Don't strip it too much, just a little bit. And then get some solder into this spot over here. It's the far left little hole. So let's put some solder there. Once you get it like a little globby like that, hold on. Once you get it like that, you should be able to work with this. Just solder the wire on there. And what I like to do also is just stick the wire into the hole and then just solder it like that. Next thing, we're gonna measure this wire. So hold it down here where we soldered, and you're gonna pass it through over here, down there, and then take it all the way over here to this hole, and then that's where we're gonna cut. That's all the wire you will need for the power source. Okay, following the solder to the power source, we will need to solder to the sync button, and the best convenient thing to do is solder to the top pin of this transistor. Quick and easy. So let me show you how it looks. It's not soldered to the bottom, soldered to the top one up there. And then pass it right there in between these two button things. Right there. You're gonna pass it over here. And then we're gonna measure to right about there. And then cut the wire. That's all you will need for the sync button. Okay, following the sync button install, we're gonna solder to the bottom right LED. Make sure you solder to the bottom of the LED and not to the top. You will have some undesired results. That's how fast you should do it. And then we're gonna measure the wire, just like in the other wires. We're gonna cut it to right about there. So snip it off. After soldering to the bottom right LED, your wire should be connected to the bottom side of the LED itself. So don't solder to the top up here, solder to the bottom.